大家好，我是 Crazy 老师，我们一起来学习中国汉字。In the intro lesson, we have learned about the main types of Chinese characters, and from this lesson on, we're going to learn the most frequent Chinese radicals. In this lesson, we're going to learn 水、草和头. As I have mentioned in the previous video, the most common application for radicals are to guess the meaning or the sound. So here is an example of a common sound radical, 包. And as you see, we have 5 examples and each of them have the same sound radical, 包. So they all sound like 包, 泡, 泡, 跑, 保. And then you only change the left part, which is the radical we're going to learn. And with different radicals, their meaning changes. With hand, that means to hug. With water, that means to soak. With fire, that means cannon. And with a clothing radical, this means a rope. And with a food radical, this one means you fall, right? To make sure we have a good understanding of those radicals, we are going to learn them from their Asian forms. So you understand their meaning better, and the radical form, which you see them appear in other characters. And for the most common one, you're also going to learn how to address them, which is not that important unless you are describing a character using the radicals. And then you're going to see lots of examples with the radical 水. And then the last one is just an idiom related to this radical to help you better memorize the radical. Okay, so take the 水, water, for example. This is how it looks like in Asian forms, right? Like little rivers and running. And this is the radical form. That means sometimes in a character, you may just see 水 showing as this original character 水, but more often than not, you're going to see this form. When you see these 3 little dots, then you know, oh, that's the water. And now what does that tell you? That means this character has something to do with water or liquid. So the name of it is 三点水. So look at the examples. We have 海边、湖边、汉语、可乐。那海边、湖边、可乐 they're very obvious related to water. What about 汉语, the Chinese language? So this Han actually comes from Han River. That's where the Han civilization was developing, right, around the Han River. So now in China, one of the majority ethnicity is Hanzu. Hence the language 汉语. That's why you also see Chinese language sometimes translated as 中文. That's a 中 using the modern name of China, 中国, and when the language of China, right? 中文. So you see here we have 汉语 from Han River, Han civilization. That's why you see the 水 in Han. Now we will learn an idiom about 水. 水平 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 just means level. 你的中文水平怎么样? You might have heard of this HSK test, right? So what it stands for? 汉语水平考试 a test, right? So it's just a test of your Chinese level. As you see, 水 has more than one form, okay? And in some textbook, they may categorize this 两点水 as ice radical, okay? But to me, ice is just different form of water, so I put it in the water 水 category. But what's the difference? When you see characters with 2 dots, okay, 两点水, usually it's related to coldness. Okay? So like 冰冰水or 动人冲. So 冲的话 you can think about like a waterfall, like running down. Okay, that's 冲. But today I think you can use 冲 to mean to runs, or when a person is running like really, really fast to the, for example, the finishing line. I can say 冲啊 remember this 水 and this ice. Okay, 好, we're going to learn the second character here, which is 草. 那草 is not veggies, okay? 草 is grass. Just like the Asian form indicates you, oh, too little grass. But when you see this 草 radical, okay, 草字头, it tells you that, oh, this character must have something to do with vegetables or plants that are not trees. 草字头. And the name usually will tell you like where usually you'll find this radical. Since 草字头, like your head, right? It's on top. So usually you'll see 草字头 on top. 花茶豆芽芹菜芹菜. See if you can find more examples from fruit and vegetables that has the 草 radical. The idiom for 草 is 草根草根. 根 is root, so this whole is grass root. But we're not talking about grass root, okay? We're talking about usually use it to say, for example, 草根文化, a grassroots culture. Usually it's like pop culture compared to the more elite culture, okay? The third one is 口. 口是 mouth, okay? Now look at this. This is your mouth, okay? When you see a 口字旁, the 旁 on the side, right? So that indicates you, oh, you usually find 口 on the side, but not always, okay? It just tells you, this radical has something to do with your mouth, and usually is, I call mouth actions, meaning that's something your mouth can do, okay? So for example, 吃, right? You can 吃, you can 喝, you can 喝酒, 你可以问问题, 问问题, okay? So go ahead and see any other mouth actions that you can think about and see if there's a 口 radical, 口字旁. And the idiom of 口 is 口是心非. Your mouth, yes. Your heart, no. Okay? So this is just to show that sometimes you tell somebody something, but that's not actually how you think. Okay, maybe I ask you to dinner today and your heart is like, yes, I would like to go with you, crazy 老师. But somehow it's like, maybe it's not good for me to say yes. So instead you say, oh no, like 不要 crazy 老师, 我不要和你去吃饭. But actually I know you do. Okay, then I can say 你口是心非, 口是心非. Okay, 好，所以这是我们今天学习的3个偏旁部首，水liquid related 草 plant related 和口and things that your mouth can do. Okay, those are the implications when you see the radical form. Now, how do we write them? Okay, 水竖钩横撇水3点水2点水草横 slanted 竖and 口 I know there are people who like to write it in one stroke, but this is how I normally write it. Okay, all right, and then here comes 3 parts of exercises that you can do. Okay, for example, you can find a text of your own and then to see if you recognize 水口 or 草. And then the other one you can do is when you're reading, you see a character, but you don't know the meaning of it, but you can judge their meaning based on the radicals they have. And the last one is to enhance your memory. So you can find characters, but cover part of the radicals and see if you can recall it. Okay, so for example, the character for ice is 冰. Now you already have the 水, so it's a 冰 of ice radical. Oh, so I'm gonna write this. So that's 冰. And similar, flower. It's a plant, so I'm gonna add the 草 on top. That's flower. And then to eat, you eat with your mouth, so that's why I write the 口. Okay, so you can either create your own exercise or use my own exercise. And if you want to get feedback from me, you can go ahead and purchase the PDF. You can also ask me questions as well. I can give you video feedback. So now it's your turn. Can you write 3 words with the radical 水、草或者口？I look forward to your response. 我们下节课见。